Okay. What are you making, Vanessa?
We're making chicken cordon bleu today.
Chicken cordon bleu?
Organic chickens, and the breasts, this is half a breast, are quite big.
Yeah.
So I cut them in half, pounded them down a little bit, little salt, Himalaya sea salt or any good salt, pepper.
Yeah.
Freshly ground pepper. A little bit of garlic butter.
Okay.
A little bit of ham.
Mm-hmm.
And some cheese.
What kind of cheese is that?
Well, this is a butter cheese, which melts nicely. And also the garlic butter is good, but you can just use regular butter. You don't have to use garlic butter if you don't like it. And then it goes into flour. Okay. And don't worry about it when it opens up. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It goes into a mixture of egg and olive oil. That's the
egg
secret.
Mixed with olive oil?
Yeah, it makes it really, really nice. And, you know.
Is that what ties it together?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll show you. And here's some breadcrumbs, and I make my own, of course.
Yeah.
And what you do is you just swoosh it around, and then you take it and you press it like this.
Really press hard?
Press it, yeah. With your full hand, not your fingers in there. And then put it down. See? And they all hold together nicely.
Okay.
And then they will cook like that in a mixture of olive oil and butter.
Yeah.
As soon as the butter foams up, you put them in.
Yeah.
Very slowly. Very low heat. Because cordon bleu is a schnitzel, and the schnitzel is never deep fried.
Oh, okay.
It's always slowly sauteed. That's the secret.
You put them in the oven, or where do you put them? On the stove?
On the stove. Yeah, we'll do that later.
Okay. One question. Why do you use the plastic over top of that?
I don't want to injure my chicken.
Okay.
Right? See? Because this here and this on top kind of helps to protect the chicken.
Okay.
I pounded this before.
Yeah.
I'm just giving it another little. And see, I don't pound hard. I just pound a little bit, right? And here, salt and pepper.
Okay.
And this is Himalaya sea salt. You actually use it little less salt because it is saltier than a regular salt.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. A little garlic butter.
A little butter or garlic butter, whatever you want. Some nice ham. Okay. And some butter cheese. See?
So butter cheese would be what? What name?
Gouda. Yeah.
Gouda?
Gouda.
Okay.
And I like to make small ones because the massive ones don't cook through that well. And then they get usually brown on the outside, and they're just not as tender.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, same thing.
How many eggs do you think you have there?
Well, here I have about 5. But
and
I
how much olive oil?
Just a shot glass, about of olive oil. And here we do.
Could you use panko breadcrumbs or?
A panko, yeah. Not necessary. Panko is the designer breadcrumbs, right?
Okay.
And they're very nice, but it's not necessary.
All right. We'll watch one more here.
And we'll butter. It's getting a little messy on the board.
Yeah.
But that's just what happens. So, and a little cheese. See, this is Gouda. You can see it. And hold it together. And don't worry when it doesn't stick together that well in the beginning. It will once you're done here, right? Flour. Yeah, the novice would say, oh, it doesn't stick together. It doesn't have to. You just go like this, flop it around really well.
Yeah, that egg will probably glue it together, right?
Well, and the breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not doing this perfect because you should have one hand for the dry and one hand for the wet. But I just get a little confused, so, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Like you put it in
So you're wearing rubber gloves anyway,
and I just wash my hands after a while, and then I start again.
Okay. All right.
So here.
We'll come back when you have them on the stove. Okay, what's this now?
This here is vegetable oil in a big cast iron pan.
Yeah.
And this is for a cordon bleu.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So see, this is already hot.
Yeah.
Right. Let me just do a little test.
What kind of vegetable oil is it?
You don't
corn
need,
oil?
Yeah, you can use that. Yeah, I usually use corn oil. This is corn oil. But you don't need oil for high heat, like peanut oil or anything like that. Because it's just going to be sauteed. It's not deep fried.
Yeah.
That's the big secret about schnitzel and cordon bleu.
Yeah.
They are not deep fried. But here in this country, they think that cutlets of, the schnitzel is never fried.
What country is that? You're famous worldwide.
No, here in Canada. And that's often what's done wrong. And even in the authentic restaurants, they deep fried. I saw it on TV. They show it in a deep fry. And
it's enough to make you cringe.
Yeah, you cannot do that. So here we have, and see, this is just foaming. Yeah. Right. So we can start putting them in.
So these are the ones you made a few minutes ago, right?
Yeah. And see some of them still. Fantastic.
They hold.
Now.
I always wondered how they would hold together, but I see it now.
They just hold together. Yeah, they just hold together.
It's magic.
Yeah, you just put them in, carefully.
Yeah.
See? And now we do the heat low. See?
So you don't really want deep frying, as you've said before.
And that's why I'm using a cast iron pan on this
gas
stove, because you couldn't do it in another pan, right? So now
why couldn't you?
Because the bottom heats up too much.
Oh, and it would burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm gonna leave this off for now.
Yeah.
Butter is nicely foaming.
Yeah. So that takes a few minutes then?
Takes a few minutes until they're golden on the bottom. And then we take carefully
tongs
here, like these ones.
Yeah.
And turn it over.
Okay.
And then we cover it with the lid so it cooks straight through on very low heat.
Okay, so you're going to have to do that twice, it looks like.
Twice today.
Okay, I'll come back when we're ready to turn those over.
Thank you. Better earlier than later. Right.
Okay, so we're just turning the cordon bleus now. They're nice and crispy on the bottom.
And what happens now, they really hold together because they're nice and crispy on the bottom, and they're kind of, and the chicken is solidifying because it's being cooked, so it's not that how do you say, pliable or that soft anymore, like a raw chicken breast is.
Malleable.
Malleable. Okay, that's the word. Now, lid on. Okay. And let's have a look. The heat is okay. Yeah, we can leave it like that.
How long?
Until they're done. What I do, I always look.
Yeah.
And because the lid is on, it ensures that they're cooked through. If you don't put the lid on, you get them raw on the inside, and so.
Where do you get lids for cast iron pans?
Well, I don't know. You have to search.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep all the lids I have because we need a lot of, different lids here all the time. So when you have an old pot, just don't throw the lid out. Keep it.
Yeah. This is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well it's nice because you can see in there too.
And this is a lid from a pot that I threw out. Actually, and I just keep the lids. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here's the finished cordon bleus, and here's the other ones still cooking off. And those I can't wait to. They're nicely. We're going to cut that in half to see how it is. Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Chicken cordon bleu.
That's what it looks.
Very nice. Congratulations, great job.
Thank you.